Morning, my name is Gemma. I'm here with WGC. I'm going to be taking you through a yin-inspired chakra yoga practice today. So in today's practice, we're going to work with the 8th chakra. So the chakras are the energy centers in the body, and they are located at different points in the body, from the tailbone to the top of the crown of the head. And we're going to work with postures that activate the energy in each of these chakras and move the energy up. So if you don't know much about chakras, chakras are, like I said, energy centers in the body, and each of these chakras are related to certain aspects of our being, and they all have different benefits. So I'll talk a lot more about each of the chakras individually as we work through them today. So we're going to start in a grounding meditation to root ourselves into the first chakra, the root chakra. So find a comfortable seated position, either with the legs crossed, or have your legs out straight. Relax the hands on your knees and close your eyes. Ensure that your shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. And feel the contact of your sitting bones rooting down into the mat, into the earth. Feel the contact of your hands on your knees. And just notice your natural breathing here. Noticing the inhale and the exhale. Using the breath as an anchor to the present moment, allowing this focus on the breath to bring you into the here and the now. Now bring your attention to your tailbone, right at the base of the spine. So that point which is connecting your body to the mat, to the earth. Feel the sense of gravity here, pulling you down further and further, closer to the earth. Feeling grounded and rooted. Here at the tailbone lies the first chakra, the Root Chakra, the Muladhara Chakra in Sanskrit. This chakra is all about our security, feeling safe and secure in ourselves and also in the world around us. And this chakra can sometimes get shaken up a bit with challenges we may experience, changes in our lives, in our environments. So challenging situations can shake this chakra up and throw it off balance. and we'll feel ungrounded and unrooted. It's important to always come back to this first chakra, the root chakra. Find our sense of balance and our sense of security. The root chakra governs the basic needs. So eating, sleeping, having a roof over our head, all of those things, those basic needs that make us feel secure. So if one of these basic needs is not met, then we have an imbalance here in this chakra. So for the next few postures, we'll keep working with this root chakra. So bringing your knees away from each other and bringing the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. So we'll start to open the hips here. You can choose how far away you want the feet from your body or close to your body if you want a deeper hip stretch. Bring your hands onto your feet and then just shake the knees up and down a little bit just to loosen up the hip joints and all of the muscles around the hips. I'm going to find some stillness here. Make sure that the spine is straight, feeling the tailbone rooting down towards the mat. Take an inhale. On your exhale, you're going to start to fold forward here. So it's heels and forward from your hips. And you can walk the hands forward as you come down. Release the hands or the forearms to the mat if they reach. And then just allow the head to drop here. So the head is hanging. Make sure there's no tension in the neck or the upper body. I'm going to take 10 long deep breaths here. Now with each exhale, send the breath down to the root chakra, to the tailbone, helping you to feel more grounded and more rooted, more balanced. Bring your awareness to your hands, your fingertips touching the mat, the earth. The head drawing down towards the earth. Take one more breath here. Slowly start to rise up as you walk the hands in. And bring the knees together, stretch out the legs. Give the legs a little shake or a wiggle. And then make your way over into a tabletop position, coming onto all fours. Bring the knees about hip distance apart. Make sure the hips stack over the knees. Hands about shoulder width with the shoulders stacking over the wrists. Now spread the fingers and feel the hands really grounded into the mat. You can slightly grip the mat here to feel that sensation. And now take a moment here to just move in whichever way feels intuitive to you. So we'll start to bring some movement into the spine. Maybe you want to do some traditional cat-cow movements. On the inhale, arching the back, lifting the tailbone, open the chest. On the exhale, round through the spine, draw the tailbone down, chin comes to chest. So either taking these movements or any other movement in this position, maybe circling the hips, pushing forward, back. And however you move here, keep your connection to the breath and keep your attention on the sensation of your hands rooted into the mat. Take 10 more seconds. And then make your way back to neutral spine, to your tabletop. From here, tucking your toes under and lift the hips up towards the sky. You can keep your knees bent. You can pedal out the legs, bend one leg, then straighten the other, and switch. Again, keeping the attention on the hands firmly rooted into the mat. Take 2 more breaths here. And then we're slowly going to start to walk the feet towards the hands. Coming into a standing forward fold, Uttanasana, at the top of the mat. Now switch your attention here to the feet, feeling the feet really rooted down into the mat. Spread the weight evenly in the feet, between the 3 points of the feet. So you have the big toe, the little toe, and the heel. Spreading the weight evenly between those 3 points. Feel your head drawing down towards the earth here. Now start to walk the feet a little further apart until they're about mat distance apart. And bring the toes 45 degrees out to the side, so the heels are in, toes are out. Now start to sink the hips down, coming into a Malasana squat pose. Sinking the hips as far down as you can. And for the first 3 breaths, just bring your fingertips to touch the mat to connect to the stability here. You want to focus on the tailbone drawing down to the earth. At the same time, the crown of the head is reaching up, so your spine is straight. Chest is open. We're going to take 10 more breaths here. You can either stay with the fingertips touching the mat, or you can take any variation you like here. You might want to take a twist, bringing the right fingertips out to the side, reaching up with the left arm, gazing up to the left fingertips. If you have a bind in your practice, you might want to go there by wrapping the right arm behind, reaching that left arm behind your back, and clasping if you can. Take a few breaths here, or stay exactly where you are. And then slowly release the hands. If you're in the bind or the twist, come back to center. And if you twisted one way, make sure you twist the other way. So this time, left fingertips out to the side. Reach up with the right arm, open the chest. Stay here or go for the bind. And a few breaths on this side. Okay, nice. Then release the hands. Come back to center. Then rock your weight slightly forward to bring the weight into your hands, and then slowly lift the hips, making your way back into that Uttanasana. Move nice and slow. Walk the feet in slightly, toes forward. Take a few moments here in Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Pedal out the legs if it feels good. Okay, from here, step in the right foot back and drop your back knee. So you'll find yourself in a kneeling lunge, fingertips to the earth here. If you have blocks, you can bring the fingertips to the blocks also if you need. You can take a few moments just to circle this left knee. Starting to open up that left hip. And then switch direction, circling it the other way. And coming back to center. Start to walk this left foot out to the side. So bringing your left hand inside the foot for lizard pose. So you can stay here with the hands on the mat. If you want to go deeper into the hips, you can play with bringing one forearm down. Maybe both forearms can come down. We're gonna stay here for a while. We're gonna start to hold these stretches for a bit longer. So make sure whichever variation you're in is sustainable. If it does get too much, just come back onto the hands. We're starting to get into the second chakra now, the sacral chakra. And this sacral chakra is located in our lower belly, so below the belly button. And this chakra is associated with our senses, our creativity, our sensuality, and also emotions. Hey. No. Stay. So making sure as you're holding this pose, you're breathing deeply here. And with each exhale, start to send the breath to that second chakra, that sacral chakra. Breathing into the lower belly. So when this chakra is out of balance, we can feel like our creativity is stifled. We aren't able to connect to our creative energy. We're not able to enjoy the pleasures around us in the world. We struggle to connect to our senses. Now for the last 10 breaths here, either stay here or if you want to switch it up, you can come up onto the hands. Then you can bring your left hand to just the inside of the knee and then gently just press that knee away from you slightly, keeping the foot firmly rooted onto the mat. As you're pressing the knee, you can start to twist towards the left side. So you're opening the chest out towards the left. Now either stay here or bend your back leg and reach behind with your left hand to grab the foot for an additional quad stretch. Keep twisting through the spine, opening the chest. At the same time, keep sinking the tailbone, the hips down to the mat. Few more breaths here. And then release the hand, release the leg. Start to walk the foot back in to the center, bringing the hand to the outside of the foot so you're back in that kneeling lunge. Now before we release out of this, we're going to move into like a half splits position. So just draw the hips back here as you start to straighten through that left leg. So this position can feel really nice after holding lizard pose for a while. Start to fold over that left leg. You can flex that left toes towards you as you do so to deepen the stretch in the calf. A few breaths here. Then rebend the knee. Come back to your kneeling lunge. Plant the hands either side. Lift your back knee and transition into your downward facing dog, or come straight to child's pose, whichever feels like the right counter pose for you after lizard pose. You might want to hold in stillness or maybe bend the knees, rock side to side, whatever feels good personally for you. So taking that on the other side, we're going to step the right foot forward in between the hands first of all. Drop the back knee to find your kneeling lunge here. Take a few moments first to create circles with that right knee, opening up the right hip, And switch direction, go the other way. Okay, coming back to center. So walk the foot to the outside of that right hand, finding lizard pose here. So either staying on the hands or coming down to your forearms. Again, we're going to be here for a while, so make sure that the point you come to, it may feel a bit uncomfortable, but there shouldn't be any pain. So if you do experience any pain, just come out a little further. Bring your attention back to the breath. Start to direct the breath back to that sacral chakra, below the belly button. Allowing any blockages, any stagnation to release here as you send the energy to this chakra, this energy center. Keeping the breath long and deep. Okay, last 10 breaths here, either staying where you are or coming up onto the hands. Bringing the right hand, gently pressing it against the inside of the knee just to open the knee a little bit. Then start to twist through the spine to bring your gaze behind you, so you're twisting the chest to the back of the mat. Hold here, or bend your back leg, take hold of the foot for that quad stretch. Okay, gently release. Bring the hands back to the mat. Walk the foot in, come back to kneeling lunge. Slowly draw the hips back. And then fold over that right leg. Flex the toes towards you to deepen the calf stretch if you like. A few breaths here. Then rebend the knee. Plant the hands, lift your back knee, transition into your downward dog or your child's pose. Take a few breaths here as a counter pose. Any movements that you need, go for it. When you're ready, drop the knees, come to sit onto your heels. Okay, from here, bring the hips to one side and bring your legs out in front of you. Bring your legs wide into a wide-legged seated position. Then bend in the left knee. So bring the foot to the inside of that right thigh. Keep your hips facing forward. And take an inhale here as you feel the sitting bones ground to the mat. Draw up through the spine. As you exhale, you're going to start to twist and turn towards that right leg. So you're twisting through the spine, turning towards the right foot. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, start to walk the fingers forward as you fold over that right leg. So keep walking the fingers forward until you reach the point where your body naturally wants to stop. Just let the head hang. So in this position, we're still working with the sacral chakra. We've got this additional hip stretch going on with the forward fold. As we hold here, keep sending each exhale to the sacral chakra, located below the belly button. And if you like to play around with visualization, you can start to visualize a orange ball of energy in this part of the body. So each chakra has a color associated with it. The root chakra is red, the sacral chakra is orange. You can imagine this energy ball just below the belly button. You can see the ball spinning around, spreading the energy out to fill the hips, to fill the lower belly. Slowly lift the head, start to walk the fingertips in as you come back up to the center. Realign the spine to the center of the body. Extend that left leg out. Shake out the legs a little if you need between sides. And then bend the right knee with the foot coming to the inside of the left thigh. You can inhale here, ground the systemodes down, lengthen through the spine. Exhale to twist and turn to that left leg. Another inhale, finding more length. As you exhale, slowly tilt forward from your hips. Keep walking the fingertips forward as you fold over that left leg. Come to find that point where the body naturally wants to stop. You can just let the hands rest on the mat here. So you don't have to be pulling yourself into it. Just let the hands rest, let the head hang. And when we're holding these postures for a while, with time, the body starts to relax more and you can kind of go a bit deeper, or you find more ease where you are. And this is a yin-inspired class. In yin yoga, we play around with what's called the edge. So you want to find a good point here where you're feeling the stretch, but not so much that it's causing pain. So you can play around with coming deeper if it feels too much, back away, come out, to find that sweet spot, that Goldilocks position. A few more breaths on this. Okay, slowly start to make your way out of this posture, walking the fingertips in, coming back up to seated. Turning the spine back to center, extend the right leg. You can bring the legs together now and just shake out the legs, wiggle the hips, any movement that feels good. It might also feel good as a nice counter pose after those forward folds. If you bring the hands behind you, fingertips facing towards you, and you can take an upward plank, keep the legs straight and just lift up through the hips. And that's going to start to turn on the core muscles, which is what we're going to work with next as we move up to the Manipura Chakra. So rooting the hands down, keep lifting the hips high. Few breaths here. Nice, then drop the hips to the mat. Come to seated. Bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet firmly rooted onto the mat and bring the heels a little closer towards you. So like I said, we're going to work with the core. So the Manipura Chakra is located just above the belly button. This is the third chakra, the solar plexus. So by engaging the core, we start to really activate that energy there. So we're going to move into a boat pose. Reach your arms forward, reaching the fingertips out away from you. Keep your chest open. Lift up one leg and then lift up the other leg. Now you can flex the toes, draw the toes towards you. And hold here, just for 5 breaths. We won't hold this one for too long. Keep drawing the belly button into the spine. Last breath. Release the feet. Rock forward and just give yourself a little hug here. Bring your hands behind you. Shake out the legs. Now from this position, you can bend both knees and bring the feet to the right side. Now you want to draw your right foot back further. So you want the left leg to be pretty much parallel to the front of the mat, and your right knee is going to be more bent with the foot coming towards the back of the mat. So you might need to reposition a bit to find a comfortable position. If you have a cushion with you, you can sit on a cushion and that's going to help you feel more centered here. So we're going to take this into a twist here. So twisting also really gets into the core area in the Manipura Chakra. So you can bring your left fingertips behind you and then bring your right fingertips to the outside of that left knee. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, use the core muscles, twist towards the left side. As you turn the chest as you twist, bring your gaze to your back shoulder. I'm going to take 10 breaths here in this twist. Every inhale, lengthening. Every exhale, deepening that twist. And as you hold, bring your awareness to the center of your stomach, so just above the belly button, about 2 inches above the belly button. You can start to visualize a yellow ball of energy here. The Manipura Chakra, the solar plexus, is associated with yellow. You can visualize this energy center spinning, vibrating its energy outwards to fill the stomach. Last few breaths here. Slowly release, twisting back to center. And you can stretch both legs out in front of you. Shake them a little if you need. Before we transition to the other side. So now you want to bend the legs to the other side, so to the left side. Make sure you go on the other way. So you want your right shin to be parallel to the front of the mat this time. Your left knee is going to be more bent with the foot pointing to the back of the mat. Okay. Bring your right hand behind you, fingertips touching the mat, and bring the left fingertips to the outside of that right knee. Take an inhale here, finding that length in the spine, sitting tall. Exhale, twist from the center of the body. As you twist, imagine that yellow ball of energy there, right in that point of the spine that is twisting. Now the Manipura Chakra is our action center. It's the part of us that makes us take action and move towards our dreams. It's the part where we can cultivate courage, motivation, determination, resilience, perseverance. It's said that the sacral chakra, the second chakra, connects us to our passions and our creativity, and that then allows us to move towards the solar plexus, the Manipura Chakra, to take action towards those passions, those desires. few more breaths here. And then slowly releasing, come all the way back to center, moving slow to come out. Extend the legs. Shake out the legs if you need. Okay, so we're going to keep moving up the body. Now we're going to move more towards the chest, the heart center for the fourth chakra, the Anahata Heart Chakra. So come into a tabletop position once again, stacking the hips over the knees. This time we're going to walk the hands forward to come into Heart Melting Pose. So you're walking the hands forward, at the same time you're sinking the chest, the heart center down towards the mat, but you want to keep your hips stacked up so you're not drawing the hips forward, the hips stay up. And you're just allowing the heart center to sink down. You can bend the elbows and rest the forearms onto the mat, and then if it reaches, you can rest your forehead. If your forehead comes to touch the mat, you can let it rest. If it doesn't quite touch the mat and you have a pillow close by, you can place a pillow or a cushion underneath the head. Otherwise, just let it hang. Now, as you hold here, bring your awareness to the center of your heart, where the Heart Chakra resides. And the Heart Chakra is a green energy, so you can visualize a green energy ball in the center of your heart, spinning, pulsating, vibrating the energy all around the chest. Visualize your heart center drawing closer and closer towards the earth as you hold this pose. Like this energy center is drawing your heart center down to the earth. So as the name suggests, the Heart Chakra is all about love, compassion, kindness, and gratitude. And not only love and compassion to others, but also to ourselves. So one sign that the Heart Chakra is out of balance can be that we struggle to practice self-care and self-love, or we struggle to feel compassion towards others. And whereas all the lower chakras, the Manipura, the sacral and the Root Chakra, are all associated with more of the physical world, the Heart Chakra is a bridge to the upper chakras, which are more associated with the spiritual world. So if our Heart Chakra is blocked, we're unable to move further in our spiritual journey. We stay stuck in the material world. Five more breaths here. Okay, gently lift the head and now just rock your weight forward. So draw your hips forward all the way until you lower your hips down onto the mat. So you'll arrive in a Sphinx Pose here, forearms still rooted into the mat, palms facing down. Now, we won't stay here for too long. It can be quite intense on the shoulders, and we've already worked into the shoulders a lot in that past posture. But make sure that your chest is open here. Now, if you feel any tension in the neck, do a few rolls of the neck. It can be a nice way to release any tension in the upper body. Just rolling the head a few times one way. And then switch, rolling it the other way. Keeping the focus on the Heart Chakra, that green energy ball in the center of the chest. 5 more breaths here. Slowly lower your chest down onto the mat. And bring your hands either side of you, just below the shoulders. Then gently, slowly push yourself all the way back, draw the hips back, coming into a child's pose. So we wipe the shoulders a lot there. So it might feel nice to bring the arms by the sides with the hands alongside the feet. Again, let the forehead rest down onto the mat, relaxing the entire body. Allow the chest, the torso to fold over the thighs and that slight flexion in the spine after that extension we was just working with. Okay, when you're ready, slowly roll up to come to sit onto your heels. Okay, so we've drawn the energy all the way up to the chest. We're going to keep working up, coming next to the throat chakra, so the area of the throat. So great postures to activate the energy here is when we're opening the throat in back bend, such as Camel Pose. So we're going to work now with Camel Pose. So if you come up onto your knees, you can have the feet relaxed or the feet tucked under. Now, as this is quite a gentle class, we're going to stay with the first variation of Camel Pose today. If you have a very advanced, strong back bend practice and you want to go all the way, bringing the hands to the feet like that, you can go for that variation. Otherwise, we're just going to bring the hands to the lower back today. So the fingers are facing down. Draw the elbows close together to open the chest. Now take an inhale. As you exhale, you're controlling how deep you go here. So your hands supporting your lower back. You just start to push the hips forward to open the chest. Now to really get into that throat chakra, you can drop the head back here, allowing the neck to stretch. If you have any neck issues or it feels uncomfortable for your head or your neck, just keep your gaze forward instead. And we're just going to take 10 breaths here. So make sure that you're not too deep, that you can't sustain it. You can bring your awareness to the throat chakra at the center of the throat. And here you can visualize a blue ball of energy, vibrating and pulsing around the throat. Slowly make your way back up. Bring your gaze forward, draw the hips back. Bring the knees together and come back to sit onto your heels. And we're going to come back into child's pose as a counter pose to that back bend. So you can walk the arms forward or bring them alongside your body. Fold over the thighs, let the forehead draw down to the mat once more. Take a moment here, just observing any sensations, any shifts as we're drawing the energy upwards and moving into the upper chakras. So the throat chakra is all about communication, being able to communicate well with others. But it also includes listening to others as well as speaking. One sign that the throat chakra can be imbalanced or blocked is when we struggle to have conversations with people. We avoid difficult conversations, or we struggle to express ourselves in the way that we wish. Slowly make your way back up onto your hips, onto your heels. So we're going to do one more posture for the throat chakra to move the energy there and release any blockages or stagnation that may be present. So come in on to this position where you're sitting with the feet out in front of you, knees bent. We're going to lower all the way down to the mat. So we're going to come onto our backs for this position. We're going to move into a fish pose, another great posture for opening this throat area. So extend the legs out in front of you. So from here, to come into fish. Okay, so to make your way into fish pose, first come up onto your forearms. The shoulders are stacked over your elbows. Now you can bring your hands underneath you so you're actually sitting on your hands. Point the toes away from you, legs are together. And you're rooting the forearms down into the mat to open the chest up. So you're lifting the chest. And again, you're going to tilt the head back just like we did with Camel Pose. So if you do have any issues with the neck, keep your gaze forward. Otherwise, let the head drop back. Now, it might come all the way back so the crown of your head comes to touch the mat. Or it might just hang. Either variation is fine. Bring the attention, the focus back to the center of the throat. That blue ball of energy there. Another quality of the throat chakra is expressing our creativity. So the second chakra, the sacral chakra, allows us to tap into that creativity. And it works together with the throat chakra to then express that creativity. So if we feel like we have ideas but we don't know how to express them, that could actually be a result of a blockage in this throat chakra. Take 5 more breaths here. Okay, take your time moving out. Slowly lift the head. Bring your gaze to your toes. Next, release the hands from underneath you. And then roll all the way back onto the mat. And just take a few moments here as a counter pose. Find stillness here in this position. Observe any effects after that strong posture. Notice any tingling sensations you may feel around the throat area as we're moving and working with the energy there. Bend your knees and hug the knees into the chest. Give the knees a squeeze, drawing the thighs towards you. Rock gently side to side. And then roll onto one side and slowly just make your way up to come to sit in a hero's pose, which is with the knees together. So you can either sit on the feet, on the heels, You can place a pillow between the heels and the buttocks, or you can bring the feet out to the side and sit in between the feet, so whichever one works best for you. Rest the hands on the knees and the thighs. We're going to bring the energy up to the forehead, the space between the eyebrows where the third chakra, the third eye chakra resides. So this is the sixth chakra of the body, located at the third eye. So start to bring your awareness to that space between the eyebrows. The third eye chakra is all about our intuition, our intuitive vision. It helps us to get more in touch with the spiritual realm, to visualize our future. This is what helps us to manifest our dreams and our desires by the power of visualization. It can help us to see events before they happen. And our intuition, once it's strengthened, can be used to guide us to making the right decisions, to guide us towards living in alignment to who we truly are, towards our purpose. And these top two chakras, the third eye chakra and then the crown chakra, these are the hardest chakras to access. If there's blockages in the chakras below, then we will struggle to be able to activate these higher chakras. You can visualize an indigo color ball of energy in the center of the eyebrows. And with this calm, spacious energy that we've created during this practice, use this to connect to your intuition, to notice anything that your intuition is telling you or showing you right now. Now from here, draw the energy up further to the top of the head, the crown of the head. This is where our crown chakra, our seventh chakra, resides. And the color of the crown chakra is a purple color. So you can visualize a purple energy ball at the top of the head. Some people prefer to associate gold with the crown chakra. So whichever color feels most natural to you for this area of the body. Whichever color you're visualizing, you can visualize it just floating above the head, almost like a crown floating on the top of your head. Now this energy is drawing upwards and upwards, drawing you closer and closer to the universe. The Crown Chakra is all about our connection to the universe. It's all about our trust in a higher power, whatever that source may be that we believe in. A belief that there is something bigger than us. And a trust that we are being guided. And trust that we are being guided down the right path, a path towards our purpose, staying in alignment to us. Let this energy draw you up and up, moving away from the physical body and closer to the universe. Now let this energy settle back down into the top of the head. From here we're going to transition into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So slowly make your way back onto your mat. Release the legs, release the back. You can let the feet splay out to the sides, let the arms open up towards the sky. And as we stay in this Shavasana, we'll start to draw the energy back down through the chakras. This time drawing the energy back down to the earth, to our root chakra, to reground ourselves after. So starting with the crown chakra, visualizing this ball of energy at the top of the head. Take a few breaths here. And draw the energy down to the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. Take a few breaths here. Drawing the energy down to the throat chakra. And breathing in here. Moving down to the center of the chest, breathing into the heart chakra a few times. Coming back down into the lower chakras, the Manipura Chakra just above the belly button. Moving slightly lower below the belly button this time, the sacral chakra, the second chakra. And finally coming all the way down to the root chakra, the base of the spine, the tailbone. Coming back into the physical body, the physical world. Feeling the weight of your body resting on the mat. contact of your feet against the mat, your hands against the mat, your head sinking down. With each exhale, start to draw the breath down to the base of the spine, to the tailbone. Slowly start to wiggle the toes and the fingers, reawakening the physical body. Rock the head from side to side. Maybe take a full body stretch, stretching the arms overhead away from you. Point the toes to the bottom of the mat. Bend the knees, hug the knees into the chest. From here, rock to one side. Take a few moments there laying on your side in this fetal position. And when you're ready, come in all the way up to a seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your hands to rest onto your knees. Again, feeling the connection of your hands on your knees, the sitting bones against the mat. Notice any changes, any shifts you may feel after this practice. If there's any areas of the body, any of the chakras that we worked with today where you may still be feeling some energy, maybe in the form of some tingling sensation. So any part of the body that feels more open. And bringing the hands together to heart center. Bowing the head to the hands. Thank you everyone for joining me in this chakra yoga practice. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel as we'll be posting more videos every day. Take care, namaste.